This is where you come to buy the very best of footwear. We're part of a history here in the town and the county where we're the oldest established shoemaker in England. We've been learning our craft for over 193 years, but we are still applying the same principles of construction and manufacture and care as we always have done. For us, sourcing the very best leathers, getting the very best craftsmen here, making sure we've got the best components, and at the end of the day, we want someone to unbox that new pair of trickers and realise that they've bought into something really very, very special. Our values haven't really changed. Our intention is to make the very best and highest quality footwear that you can buy. We're very proud of the fact that we bring the leather into the factory here, and the whole process is carried out within this building. It means we have total control over every single aspect of that manufacturing process. The reason Northampton is a world centre for boot and shoemaking is the farmland, the abundance of the cattle for the leather. It was also a county where it had some of the best forests of oak in England. And that oak, of course, the bark of those trees was used for tanning the leathers. Trickers was established in 1829 by Joseph Tricker. He was a bootmaker from London. His daughter Clara Tricker married a bootmaker from Northampton, and that's where the lineage of the Trickers family came from. Trickers is still a family-owned business. Our history of country boots and country footwear really does go back to creating footwear that was functionally perfect. That's really why our footwear became the boot of choice for farmers, people who worked on the land and in the fields. They were designed to keep your feet dry, and they certainly did that. We're a brand that made that transition from the farms to the city. Back in 1937, to celebrate the coronation of George VI, Trickers developed two new lasts, and those lasts were used to create the Stow and the Borton. This new brogue and this new boot that we'd created became really good sellers. And interestingly, the Stow and the Borton, developed over 70 years ago, are our best sellers today. It's a real English classic style and quite specific, and it's really down to the heavy build, the strong welts, and there's an awful lot of intricate broguing detail on them. Here at Trickers, we're known throughout the world for selling the very best in country shoes and boots. All of the craftsmen who work here are incredibly proud of what they do. This county has a history going back to the 16th century of shoemaking, and there are people working here whose grandfather worked here. It's a local skill, it's a craft, and it's something we should be incredibly proud of here in Northampton. The Royal Warrant is for us, particularly to His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, a great honour, and it means that the workmanship and the quality, here is recognised by the royal family. We have customers who have been wearing Trickers for 50 years and continue to do so. But then we also have a very strong following in the arts and the culture world, film, TV. You're just as likely to find a 20-year-old Japanese DJ in our shop in Jermyn Street alongside, possibly someone who sits in the House of Parliament or Lords. It's quite a unique mix. And I think all of our customers, they're all individuals, they're confident, very self-assured, and they're very happy to invest in a pair of timeless shoes or boots that, that will last a lifetime. Northamptonshire shoes are designed to last, and they're also designed to be repaired. We are the antithesis of the throwaway culture. The shoemaking process in a Northampton welted factory is really a series of rooms. Each room has a specific function and purpose in terms of the manufacture of the shoe or boot. Once the leather's been sorted, it's brought into the clicking room and we cut the leather from the patterns. Various parts of leather are then taken into the closing room. The term closing is used really for the sewing together of the various pattern pieces to create and close the leather upper. Things like the eyelet holes and rivets and any decorative punch holes that create the unique trickers. Brogue patterns are added here. The finished upper is then placed over the top of the wooden last and drafted into position, which means it's being pulled down and stretched over the last. Once it's stretched tight, it's secured with small nails. It holds the upper and the insole in place until we get to the point of putting the welt on. The welt, which is arguably the most important part of our shoemaking process, is the leather strip that joins the insole to the upper, which is ultimately where the sole is attached to. Because welted shoes are sewn together rather than glued, our skilled craftspeople here can dismantle, repair and easily refurbish them. First job in making is to put a shank into the sole, which provides support to the shoe, and then a layer of cork is put into the cavity, which is in insulation and a lot of comfort. The sole is sewn onto the welt and the excess of that is then rounded off before then the heels are built. In the finishing room, the edges and the soles and all the heels are trimmed and buffed, and it produces a really smooth and really well crafted finish. Once they're in the shoe room, a tricker's sock liner is fitted into the shoes for comfort. They're cleaned and various creams and wax polishes are generously applied. Every aspect of it is inspected to make sure that they pass the final quality control check at the end of the process. Each pair has seen up to 260 individual operations on it before it's ready at that point to leave our factory. Trickers is quite unique. It goes back many centuries and has involved so many people. I'm just here as I'm a custodian.